Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa la ilaha illallah, wallahu akbar. Today we continue with chapter 22, Al-Hajj. The last time we stopped at verse number 71, and we want just to see the surah is coming to an end. The chapter is almost, we have one page and we will end the chapter. But see what is going on here in these verses at the end. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, throughout these verses, is talking to the human being directly and telling them, I made you. I made every reason for your existence. I made water. I made vegetation. I made animals for you to get to feed on. I made your food. I get you the sun. Everything. And with all of that, I can be a manufacturer where I can make things. But I cannot know how these things react, interact, what they say, what they do. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again is saying in the previous ayat that He knows everything too. In public or in secret. Between the people or in seclusion. Allah knows everything. He made everything. He made everything. And He knows everything. And He's talking to the human and tell him, who are you? Why that complete? Why are you so rebellious? Why are you so rebellious? Why are you so disobedient? Why everything I tell you to do, you change? Why everything I tell you to do, instead of becoming direct and on the straight path, do what I want you to do, modify, change, I don't feel like it, this is too extreme, this is too much, He's telling them, this is my way of doing things, this is how I want things to be done, so it's better for you to do them the way I want. And that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. The whole Quran, the whole religion, Islam, the whole message is about obedience. Obedience. Once you do what Allah wants from you, you'll be happy. You'll be so happy that you won't have any problems. But on the other hand, becoming or being a rebellious and rejecting and finding excuses and find ways not to do what you're supposed to do, you will be, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's punishment will be severe. And it's like a worker. Say you have a business, you own a store, and you have a worker. Whenever you tell that worker something, clean this shelf. Put the things on the shelf. There are returns from the customers. Every time you get you an excuse. Oh, I was so busy. Oh, I was so sick. Oh, I had a headache. Oh, this and that. What's going to happen at the end? You have to replace it. The business has to keep going. You have to find somebody else. This guy is not good for the business. And the same thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will get people who will respect Him. Where people will understand that message. You want to apply it from A to Z. They want to do it all. They want to do what Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam have done. His companions have done. They don't keep trying to find excuses. That's basically what Allah is saying. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is turning to the disbelievers. Right now, a disbeliever. وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُنَا. When they recite, when the ayat, when the Quran, when the truth is being told to them, and it's being clear to them, you'll see in their faces rage. They're so enraged. You know why is a disbeliever become so enraged? When he listens to the guidance of the Quran, when he listens to the truth, when you tell him that he's gonna die, when you tell him that whatever falsehood you preach, ching, it will go in vain. Because he is driven not by conviction, not by mental and the analyzing or able to analyze information, not by logic, not by reason, but he is driven by the devil, the shaitan. And this is what happened. The shaitan, what did the shaitan did? Number one, disobedience to Allah. Allah told him prostrate to Adam. No, I'm not doing it. Number two, the shaitan wants everybody to commit that disobedience. So he will instruct the disbelievers to show arrogancy. Oh, I'm from a Christian Western society. I'm from this or from that. So I won't believe in that Quran. Quran is just for the Arabs or for the whatever. For the blacks or for, they keep saying things. Or for these barbaric Arabs. Basically, the shaitan is manipulating the logic. The guy or the lady never came to analyze, to talk, to understand what it is, to talk to other Muslims, to understand what's the essence of this message, what this message is saying. No. Oh, because these people are doing this, or these people, they never analyzed. So from there, the shaitan is instructing them to show rage when they hear, oh, go burn the Quran. Oh, go if a woman wearing the hijab or the headscarf. No, we have to put it on the law. Nobody's allowed to wear a headscarf or to cover her face. No, it's against our Western society's ideals. Yeah. That's all the rage the shaitan put in them. Disrespect the message. Disrespect Muhammad ﷺ. You know, doing whatever it takes, calling him names, making these drawings, making these cartoons, making all that stuff. That's the shaitan. The same thing. Iblis, the devil says, you created me from fire and created him from dirt. And you want to make him better than me? That's the same thing. Muhammad is better, alayhi salatu wassalam. And this is what it's. The shaitan is keep telling them, instigating the disbelievers, rage. So that's what they do. That is what the reaction towards Islam. Any fabrication, any story to tell you that this is not right, the Islam is incorrect, so this and that. But all their arguments has nothing to do with reality, with logic, with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do. They just want to stay. The shaitan is keep driving them. He is the one who's controlling the steering wheel. And tell them whatever you want to do. Fornication today, alcohol next day, nightclub, so many things. Because the message is not clear for them. He's taking them as a toy. He doesn't want a person to be disciplined. He doesn't want the person to be an obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. يَكَادُونَ يَسْطُونَ. They want to snap. يَسْطُونَ. بالذين يتلون عليهم آياتنا. When they see the people are reading the Quran, when the people are giving instructions, when the people are explaining the deen, when the people are explaining their religion, they're angry. If they want to attack them, they want to snap on them. Oh, kick these people out. We don't want them in our country. Get out of our country. Oh, they want to have Sharia law. And I bet you he doesn't even know what Sharia law means. What is even Sharia means? What is nothing? No knowledge about anything but the ignorance, unfortunately. Kick them out. That is what it is. When the people get enraged, when they listen to the guidance, when they listen to the truth, either this way the shaitan, the devil, manipulate them. They could become enraged. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, أَفَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِشَرٍّ مِّن ذَلِكُمْ. Don't I tell you, even worse is going to happen to you, oh disbelievers? What it is? النار. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is النار. وَعَدَهَا اللَّهُ لِلَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ. Indeed, the fire, the hellfire, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have promised to those who disbelieved, and it is the worst outcome. It's a worst destination, an evil destination. What does that mean? It means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants everybody to go to the paradise. But unfortunately, the people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying and giving them message after a message. A way to guide them after a way to, but the people are insisting on their disbelief. Allah puts all the criteria in front of them, all the evidence in front of them, but they choose. Unfortunately, they choose not to. The time of the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam, a guy, Muhammad alayhi salam, at 40 years old or 40 years old, he came. The guy was just a normal guy. As-Sadiq al-Amin, he was the most honest, the most trustworthy. They were given him their belongings, their valuables, and he will store them, will keep them for them. And then when he came out with the Quran, he wasn't a poet. He doesn't know even how to read or write. When he came with the message, which is talking about equality, which is talking about obedience, which is talking about being a worshipper, being a slave of God, what happened? Their own family, their own uncle, their own tribe, they attacked him. They were the first ones who expelled him. Muhammad, what you're saying is not right. Although the evidence is so clear for somebody who really you just have a small piece of mind. He was just able to understand how this guy is coming with. He wasn't a poet. How he came up with that Quran? How he came up with this knowledge? How he came up with this? And one of the reasons Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala he put him in the top of all the prophets and messengers, is because of his insistence, persistence. Muhammad was so persistent about that message that he never gave. They come and they tempted him with everything. Money, women, you're going to be the king, whatever. Muhammad was so strong, alayhi salatu wassalam, was so persistent. He will never, once he sees the truth, when he's the Iman, when Jibreel comes to him, once he sees that he's the chosen messenger from Allah, What happened? What happened to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam? He never gave up. He never gave up. He was so strong. Even he was poor. He didn't have food. He didn't have money. But he was so strong because he knew that this is the truth. This is the way. This is the way everybody need to follow. And then the kuffar, the disbelievers, were fighting him. But he couldn't. They couldn't stop him from bringing the Quran to us, from bringing this message to us, the message of truth and the message of guidance. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم سائر المسلمين.